It is a sunny morning in the Netherlands and a good time to go shopping for some Mazda parts at the junkyard. What you hear in the background is my shopping trolley. This junkyard has a similar concept to pull apart in the US. Basically, all the cars are grouped by brand. They have over 1,000 cars here. The prices are fixed, you bring your own tools and you can take from the car whatever you need. I've done my homework online, so I'm pretty sure that I will find the parts that I'm looking for. And for each car they specify the location where you can find it in this lot. There's only one Mazda MX-5 available at the moment. We will take a look at that one later, but it's not the one that we are coming for today. And here we are at the Mazda section. This Mazda 6 will be the donor for my next experiment. Online I found this picture of the engine bay. It confirmed the availability of the parts. Pay attention to the two cables that come from the back and around the left side of the engine. A car in the same row, a later version of the Mazda 6, does not have those cables. Besides the engine cover being smaller, can you see what else has changed? Mazda switched from a physical throttle cable to a drive-by-wire system with an electronic throttle body. By doing this, they can control the fuel-air mix electronically from the ECU, that's the engine control unit, also referred to as the PCM, the powertrain control module. So this car is not a good donor for the MX-5 experiment. The car I came to see still has a physical throttle cable. The second cable next to it is a cable for the cruise control system. My goal is to use that cruise control on the MX-5 as an alternative to the OEM system that was only available in North America. We will need buttons on the steering wheel for that system as well. This might also be an alternative for the right-hand drive version of the MX-5 NB generation that never came with cruise control. With the engine cover removed, we have a clear view and see how these cables are connected and where they lead to. In the back, at the center against the firewall, we see a black plastic cover. One of the cables ends there, behind that cover. The cover is held in place by friction only. After pulling the cover forward, we get to see the actuator that also contains the cruise control module. The unit is mounted on a bracket that is held in place by 3 nuts with studs on the firewall. After cutting the wiring harness at a good distance from the unit and removing the nuts, I could pull the unit from the car. I'm taking as much of the connected parts as possible because I'm not sure what I might need later on when fitting it on the MX-5. The first part of the mission has now been successfully completed. Before moving on to the second part of the mission, let's take a look at the only MX-5 they currently have. It's near the end of the aisle. Clearly, we arrived very late to the party. It is a 1990 European spec MX-5 NA with many parts already gone. It's very likely that the car will be removed from a junkyard soon. What I did notice was that the analog oil pressure sender was still on the engine and the oil pressure gauge still in the cluster. That could be interesting for a conversion on the facelifted NA or the NB. Those don't have a real oil pressure gauge and use an oil pressure switch instead. Next on my shopping list is a single stage airbag for the Mazda 6. The Mazda 6 initially had a dual stage airbag with an orange and a yellow connector. This changed around 2005. I assume it was at the same time they introduced the electronic throttle body. I was looking for a single stage airbag because I want to use it in the Mazda MX-5 NB. and they all have a single stage airbag as well. In this picture you can see that the orange connector coming from the clock spring is actually no longer in use, but safely stored in a plastic clip on the back of the airbag. Mazda continued using the original clock spring after switching from a dual stage to a single stage airbag. This clock spring was also used on the RX-8 until they switched to a different steering wheel. Mechanically, this clock spring fits on the combination switch of the Mazda MX-5 NB generation. As you can see, the clock spring still has two connectors even though the airbag only has one. Also, the number of airbag wires coming from the car to the clock spring is reduced from 4 to 2 wires. My bag of tools and the 3 parts I was looking for should be enough for now. It is time to take the trolley with my stuff to the entrance area where I can wash my hands, pay for the parts and leave. For the sanity check of this combined cruise control actuator and module, I had a look at the wiring diagram and used a spare car battery, some wires and bulbs to see if the system responds to my inputs. I've used the steering wheel controls from a Mazda CX-7, a brake switch, a brake light at the bottom right and 2 bulbs for the cruise control LEDs. The bulb at the top represents the cruise main LED and the one at the bottom left is the cruise set indicator that is also used during diagnostics. I managed to switch on the system and test the inputs from the brake switch and the set coast and resume accelerate buttons. So far so good. I'm happy with the purchase and ready for next stage of the experiments. If you like where this experiment is going and would like to follow me on the journey, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching MX5 Info.